Welcome to the Humanergy Leadership Podcast. My name is David Wheatley. We're here to talk leadership in small, bite-sized and practical chunks. Enjoy.
So welcome. In this episode, I want to look at resistance, and in particular, resistance to change. We find that a lot of organizations struggle with the idea of change. A lot of individuals struggle with the idea of change. But we've identified 4 real areas of resistance and some ways to overcome those areas of resistance. We dig into this a lot deeper in our high impact leadership training series, but I just want to cover an overview of it for you now and as a reminder for those that might have been through the training and want to see a reflection. So the first level of resistance is a lack of understanding. So when people don't understand what is actually happening, what's going on, that they tend to be resistant to it. So there's gaps in the story, unnecessary surprises, and we can create meaningful dialogue in order to generate understanding. You provide clarity, the why, the what, the how, you share perspectives, possibilities, you paint a picture, you give them a different option. You even have people close the loop, so summarize their understanding of what they understand the change is happening. Be proactive, timely, update communication, make sure that you've got multiple forums to make sure people are understanding it. There's a number of Humanergy tools that are really useful for this, including from our communications program, Mutual Understanding, ICUC and Meet Me in Detroit. There's episodes of this podcast that cover Meet Me in Detroit. The leadership pyramid, it's in a future episode, and the setup and plan sections from What Great Teams Do Great. There's also a podcast episode on stakeholder mapping, all great tools to help manage the level of resistance, which is a lack of understanding. The second level of resistance is an emotional reaction. What? I hear you say? Yes, an emotional reaction is when people are having an emotion to that, there's the change, that there's a reaction of some description. And the challenge here is to, again, make sure we're listening. Listen to understand what's causing it, listen to engage. Let's make sure that we're not just talking at, but we're open to what's actually happening here. Find the true resistance, understand it, and address it. Summarize what you hear, as well as the future steps or decision-making process that will happen. We're providing clarity again, trying to de-escalate the emotional reaction and build on any sense of excitement, relief, possibility, and or opportunity if there's some of the positive energy going there too. Again, there's some great Humanergy tools, including SEMA. There's a podcast episode about that. Notice, Stop, Think, and Choose, likewise. And then the whole area of emotional intelligence, which can help us address, manage through when we're seeing that emotional reaction. The third level of resistance is a lack of trust, and in particular, lack of trust in the change agent, the people who are delivering the change. The challenge here is to strengthen the trust by role modeling, by showing vulnerability, by repairing any burned bridges and building relationships, working side by side with people, making small promises and fulfilling them, and being open to hearing the difficult to hear perspectives, different ones, alternative perspectives. We talk about this in our trust staircase and also the transformative green path, one of the great tools from the book, What Great Teams Do Great. The final resistor is a lack of resources. And it's not unusual people to say, hey, we don't have the time or the room or the money to make this change happen. And if you've been faced with a lack of resources, and that's the resistance you see, then we need to support and align. Listen to understand their concerns. There's a theme here, isn't there, to listening. Develop and share a resource plan. What can be stopped? What can be stepped up? Prioritize projects, resources, including being willing to stop and defer those things. Develop business case to support sufficient resources and work to develop existing and new resources. Coach to resolve resourcing concerns and have critical conversations in order to gain alignment. Even maybe that some people just don't realize that they're capable of stepping up to the level that they can. The delegation framework, which we've talked about a few times in the podcast, is great for that. 6 steps that ensure a transfer of ownership and all the components of it. Make sure that you're prioritizing needs versus wants. And we really have to focus on what we need here. And then the powerful questions, which we've talked a few times about what a powerful question would be, and the energy, the power, the greatness to leadership of asking a powerful question that really opens up and unlocks people's thinking. That can often overcome this resistance as well. You'll notice there's a common theme is communication and mutual understanding. Make sure we're listening and it's not just a lecture. But these are the main resistors that we've found when it comes to change. And it may help you think about what are the resistors to change in your world. Again, level 1, a lack of understanding. Level 2, an emotional reaction. Level 3, a lack of trust, in particular in the person who's messaging this change. And level 4, a lack of resources or pressure on the resources. I look forward to hearing what you think of that and exploring more in future episodes. Thanks.
That was the Humanergy Leadership Podcast. My name's David Wheatley. For further information about Humanergy, go to humanergy.com or check out our latest book, What Great Teams Do Great, from all good bookstores. Have a good one. Stay healthy.